Yeah, go.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the famous Ellen Road in Leeds as Mal Meninga and Michael Maguire. For one, they head home after this. The other books their ticket to Manchester for this World Cup final. Originally, this old ground was a rugby league stadium and it returns with the distinction of the best players in the world. Australia and New Zealand in this World Cup semi-final, live and exclusive right here on Fox League. This is going to be an unforgettable game worth setting the alarm clock for. Good morning, Cooper
Morning,
Cronk and Brian Fletcher.
Yes. Morning, Brian. Jeez, he looks good in a suit,
doesn't he?
Next stop, Super Saturday, I reckon.
Maybe not. I just can't do it up. I didn't realise Blocker was so thin.
Wonderful to have a couple of kangaroo greats
Thank you
to
for
wake up
coming here,
to and get us through this semi-final. This is the one that we've been waiting for. Mal Meninga described it as the most important game of the World Cup so far. Goes without saying, it's now or never for the Kangaroos and the Kiwis, who have both sort of mirrored each other, but what an incredible occasion.
Yeah, of course it is. Normally these two teams are meeting in the final, but it's a semi-final that they'll be meeting to go through to the final. They've got history of playing at big games over a long period of time and at Ellen Road too, so there's no doubt that both these teams have been sort of, you know, in form, out of form, haven't showed their true colours, but best players in the world, Manu versus Tedesco, game on, is going to be a huge contest.
Yeah, I suppose the games they've played, they've been nothing more, other than last week against Fiji, pretty much nothing more than a training run for the Australians. So this is where it starts to get fair income.
This has all the makings of an international classic. Let's go to Ellen Road with Jake Duke.
Thank you, Vonnie. Welcome to the famous Ellen Road, home of Leeds United in the Premier League. But tonight it hosts a showdown 3 years in the making. Australia versus New Zealand going up against each other for the first time since 2019. They get to do it in a World Cup semi-final and on Remembrance Day. What an occasion we have here today. And the Australians, they marked it by paying their respects to those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country today. They attended a Remembrance Day ceremony on their team walk in Leeds this morning with Captain James Tedesco laying a wreath in honour of the team. And they will carry that spirit onto the field tonight when they take on our great friends, the Kiwis, but also our great rivals. We have 25,000 expected in the house tonight for this showdown. And they are two teams that have had different prospects coming into this game through the quarterfinals. The Australians obviously very dominant against Lebanon and now have the luxury of adding Regan Campbell-Gillard and Ben Hunt to their starting side. While the Kiwis, they struggled a bit against Fiji. They were very lucky to get through that game. They do add Moses Leota. He returns from injury, but of course, no Jared Orea-Hargreaves tonight. He is out with a hamstring injury. They are confident and hopeful that he will be fit next week if they do make it through to the final. But still a very good Kiwi forward pack, as we know, and they come up against some of the star-studded backline for the Aussies, some real superstars in there. So this will be a showdown for the ages, a place in the World Cup final at Old Trafford against either England or Samoa next week. Kick-off from here in Leeds, not far away.
Jake Duke at the grounds. This is a game we've waited 9 years for. The last time the Kangaroos and the Kiwis faced off in a World Cup, 2013, and that was in the final, and the Kangaroos thrashed them 34-2. But, I mean, Ellen Road holds so much prestige, and now we're down to the final two games of this World Cup. So much comes into it, so much history. You ran out at Ellen Road. What was that experience?
Yeah, many, many moons ago. I think Viduka and Harry Kewell played that. It's Leeds United's soccer ground, and this is 2011 Four Nations final. I think it was Darren Lockyer's last ever game of rugby league. I think you know, the great Lockyer retired that year, and that was his last game, and I was taking a few hit-ups, and then the party started, Brian, which I'd be very familiar with over there. So there's one thing that Ellen Road offers. There's a pub outside. Fans will be building up in a hell of an atmosphere.
What were you playing there? Looked like you were like
I was the meter reader off the middle of the park, just taking hit-ups.
How good was that?
Yeah, very good. World Cup final saw you at Old Trafford in 2000. What an era that was.
Yeah, no, this was a pretty special team being involved with. This was actually a pretty special tour. It was, I suppose it was the old versus versus the new. We had a few old heads, but we had the likes of Nathan Hindmarsh and Trent Barrett coming through. But playing out there at Old Trafford, you know, they say the theatre of dreams. It was big crowd. There was 40-odd thousand there, and
Fittler, Lockyer, Tallis, Sailor,
Johns,
Brian, Fletcher.
yeah.
Look at that. There he
Doing
is.
his best
That's
work.
why I was in the team. That's why they put me in.
What an unbelievable... Has that stayed with you,
Yes.
that tour, those moments?
Yeah, no, it was a pretty special team, as you said. It was a side... Well, that Joey had to play hooker. So Joey was the 9. We had Brett Camorley at 7, so it probably showed you the strength of that side.
Unbelievable. And you still talk about the good old days.
Yes, it was. Off-field, it was one of the best tours I've ever been on.
Well, it is an absolute joy to have you on the panel with us on Fox League this morning. Coming up next, the official team lists are in for Australia and New Zealand. We'll get the latest from those camps live and exclusive on Fox League. Now, the stage is set for an epic 2020 World Cup final at the MCG. Pakistan have done it the hard way, and now they take on the best white ball team in the world, England. You'll be able to watch it live and ad break free from 6:30 on Sunday, Fox League. Good morning. You are watching Fox League. Australia and New Zealand warming up for an elimination semi-final at Elland Road in Leeds. Of course, both the Kangaroos and the Kiwis would love to be at next week's World Cup final at Old Trafford in Manchester and to be able to lift that incredible World Cup trophy and be champions of the world. A couple of Kangaroos who have already had that honour are with us this morning, Cooper Cronk and Brian Fletcher. Now, the Australian team list has been confirmed before kick-off in Leeds. Fletch, is this the team that we've been anticipating all tournament?
Yeah, pretty much so, I think. Look, Tedesco's obviously fullback, centres Latrell Mitchell and Jack White, and halves Nathan Cleary, Cameron Munster. Forward pack, pretty strong forward pack, Trebojevic, Benny Hunt starting at 9, Campbell Gillard, Crichton, Martin Yeo. The bench, Harry Grant, Carrigan, Murray and Tino Fasua Malaawe. So it is a pretty strong side. I'm surprised that Cameron Murray isn't starting.
Well, let's hear from the coach. Mal Meninga has been predicting a Kiwi ambush. He's with Jake Duke.
Mal Meninga, Australia versus New Zealand, a World Cup semi-final at Elland Road and on Remembrance Day. What a special occasion.
It is a special occasion. We acknowledged all those fallen heroes from way back in 1918 this morning. The players really thoroughly enjoyed all that. So, yeah, I mean, it is a special day. The Anzacs of New Zealand and Australia, we're combining tonight in a battle and a challenge. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
It's been rather smooth sailing for the Kangaroos so far in this tour. How much has the pressure and intensity gone up in camp and today for your side?
I think the occasion actually brings the best out of you anyway, Jake, So we've been trying to keep a lid on things, to be quite honest. We haven't been challenged to be very respectful. But tonight's sort of our time in the light and see what happens. Our preparation's been great. Everyone's in a good frame of mind, high energy. I think we've got a plan to be successful tonight as well.
You talk about being challenged. You're up against a formidable Kiwis pack. What gives you confidence that your middles are ready for that challenge?
I think we match them, to be honest with you. So I feel that we've got the capabilities and talent to match them. It'll be an emotional game for them. So we just need to play smart. We need to, play some smart footy, play down there and build pressure. Do the things that they do really well week in, week out in the NRL.
You talk about building pressure. Obviously, Nathan Cleary's key to that. He's had a bit of a quieter week, taken a step back from media commitments. How is he feeling about his role in such a big game as the halfback of this side?
Very comfortable. There's a lot of clarity around his role. He understands what he needs to do. He's put a lot of work into being where he is at the moment, and again he's done a little extras around his game. He works hard on it. So I hope he gets the reward tonight that he deserves.
How do you game plan for a New Zealand spine with Manu, Brown, Hughes? They're such instinctual players that can do anything at any time.
Yeah, well, we do it together. That's the Australian way, So we've got a plan around, and it's not a secret. We need to play it down their end of the footy field. We need to be kicking really well in the corners. We need to have high completions. We need to be making sure we're disciplined when we're down in their end, making sure that we don't play too much football down our end.
Good luck tonight, Mel.
Thank you.
Well, the energy and expectations are sky high for the Aussies. Cooper, the Kiwis are world class. How do they look?
Yeah, one of the better Kiwi teams ever put on paper. This with Joseph Mana at fullback, Jordan Rapana and Ronaldo Mulatalo on the wings. We've got Jerome Hughes and Dylan Browns will be the halves pairing. Jesse Bromwich will captain the side. Brandon Smith will be number 9. And just look at the back row here. Papali'i, Nakora and Tarpany. The coach is Michael Maguire, so a strong Kiwis outfit, particularly the forward pack and that bench.
Joey Manu was unbelievable last week and a superhuman effort. 347 metres, 12 tackle busts. He scored a try. He is the tournament leader on the stats sheet and he is so pivotal for the Kiwis.
Yeah, he's in everything. He basically plays like an extra forward. I suppose the only knock I have on him, I think he tries too hard. I think sometimes he doesn't need to get involved coming out of their own end, but he's just a player who just wants to get his hands on the ball.
That's why Fletcher will be on Super Saturday next year, because that's right. I think very talented individual players, the Kiwis, but as a team, if they're going to win tonight, I think they need to be team-first mentality.
Well, Nathan Cleary had an off night with the boot last week. He's been doing a lot of practice, and do you think we'll see him looking a little bit smoother?
Absolutely. This guy's a star. He's got every skill in the game. I think his combination with Liam Martin tonight, he'll be going at Chance, Nickel Klukstad, who's got a couple of issues defensively, but I think Cleary and Martin set up for a few tries.
Well, this will be an unforgettable moment for the Kiwi and Kangaroo rivalry. This Trans-Tasman is about to take place at Ellen Road in Leeds. Kickoff is next. It is the World Cup semi-final, live and exclusive right here on Fox League.
The days in the United Kingdom. Australia may just keep the Kiwis waiting a little longer. A little bit of cat and mouse on the run out. Josh Adokar, you see there, he's had a haircut. He's got the fast cut tonight. 11 tries so far in the tournament. Jesse Bromwich, 34th test tonight. What a tally. And he knows he won't be around when the next World Cup's on in Paris and in across France. So this is it. This is the last chance to rack up another World Cup win over Australia. 2008, the last time New Zealand beat Australia at a World Cup, and that was in the final in Brisbane. So Australia have put everyone a little behind. They're only just coming out of the dressing room now. From the dressing rooms of the Leeds United club, Ellen Road, stadium that these days has a capacity of just under 40,000. This is it, first semi-final of the Rugby League World Cup. New Zealand and Australia. I don't think you could ask for too much more. Certainly for fans from the Southern Hemisphere. They are up early this morning to watch this one. A great venue, two great teams, two proud sporting nations. And above all of that, while sport is so important, there's a tremendous respect between the two nations. Plenty of Australian and New Zealand support in the crowd as well, and others that have come along. Teams will line up either side of halfway. And first, the coaches, Michael Maguire, Mal Meninga, and Troy Grant in his capacity as boss of International Rugby League. We will have the laying of the wreaths here this evening. Quite the day to remember. It just puts it in perspective. Just remember, whatever happens tonight, it is just sport. We love it, but it is just sport. We will have the playing of the last post now. So we head on ground for the ceremony.
Head coach of Australia men, and Michael Maguire, head coach of New Zealand men.
And now the anthems of New Zealand and Australia.
And please continue to stand if you're able, as Marlena DeVoe performs the national anthem of New Zealand. Westwood performs the national anthem of Australia.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia
Well, there's a little bit still to come before kick-off. But so moving always, the playing of the last post. The anthems, the haka will be next from New Zealand. Regan Campbell-Gillard back for Australia tonight. He's overcome a cork that he had. He was frustrated not to be available for the quarterfinal. But he'll play some valuable minutes tonight as starting front row with Jake Trbojevic. They will swap sides before the haka. That's interesting. Little smile of the face. Get to the ends that they will run. So just a little breakdown in communication. We saw at the women's pool game last night, Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand got a little close to the Gillaroos. So here we go. Enjoy this moment. Good morning to everyone watching across Australia and New Zealand. Yes, they get as close as they can.
It's hard.
Leon, how good is it?
I'm ready to go myself. That's fantastic. That's what the viewers want to see. It's amazing, the culture, the aggression. The boys are ready to go. I'm looking forward to this one.
All right, let's just confirm these sides for tonight. Star-studded backline, halves of Munster and Cleary. I think Isaiah Yeo can be such a crucial player to the success of this Australian performance tonight. Hunt will start at hooker, Harry Grant to come off the bench. And the New Zealand side, also so many big match players. And from the back, Joey Manu has been one of the stars of the World Cup. Jordan Rapana again with a big job tonight as first choice goal kicker. Australia have so many to pick from when it comes to goal kicking. Brown and Hughes in the halves. And that forward pack is something special, arguably as good as New Zealand has ever had. Ashley Klein to referee. Ellen Road wants the home. If you want a rugby league touch, I was reminded by a Hunslet Hawks fan. It was the home ground of the Hawks as well between 83 and 95. So Hello to the Hunslet fans all around the world. Not sure how many there are, but a little walk down memory lane for them tonight. Michael Maguire overseeing this New Zealand side. Big scalp if he can beat Australia tonight. Let's hope. Let's hope this is something special. Hard to believe it won't be. It has been a World Cup of togetherness, the ultimate festival. Fans have enjoyed the many venues and towns that we have visited in cities now. And the applause from the fans. And then it will be James Tedesco getting us underway.
A step behind, guys, not early.
So here we go, first semi-final of the Rugby League World Cup. The last time these sides played at Ellen Road, 2005, in fact the only time they've played here. New Zealand won 24-0. One for the record books there. Britain Nakora on that run. And 3 Australians there inside the 20. James Fisher-Harris now one of 5 Penrith Panthers in the match. It is a case of mate versus mate tonight. Tarpany on that run. Back up as far as the 40-metre line. I think we have a genuine 100 metres tonight, which hasn't been necessarily the case at every ground we've been to. So back for Jerome Hughes, not the first kick of the night. Only one chaser. He loves to run. It is still the last tackle. Nakora's put a kick up. Valentine Holmes at fullback ended up with that one. That was pretty sharp from Jerome Hughes once he had the man beaten.
And that's what we want to see tonight, boss. We want to see him take the line on, play a little bit ad-lib, do something against the grain, come with something outside the box.
Liam Martin on this run. He's done well to be a starting second row, and real competition for players in the Australian side. For back row spots, Ben Hunt. Oh, Hunt has been cleaned up over the top there by Nikol Klukstar. Trebojevic just inside the New Zealand half. First set for the Aussies. Back for the kick from Cleary. And this one is going to find the grass. It sits up for Manu. Now there's trouble. Knocked on by Martin. And play on the call for New Zealand. They get out of jail there a little, the Kiwis.
Yeah, you'd expect somebody of Joey Manu's experience and the season that he's had down under to come and claim that first ball. You'd expect Cleary now to probably go a couple more times in the air and keep testing Manu under the high ball.
Oh, and now the ball is lost by Hiku. And that will be the first error of the night. An early call for a captain's challenge, but Australia should have the ball, and it will be 30 metres out from the Kiwis line.
Yeah, it's just a right left foot step. It's a loose carry. Munster does his usual, looking for the one-on-one strip. Not spotted by the referee. It's a pretty loose carry, and that'll give Australia a good field position now for their first attacking set.
So they have Munster left side of the scrum, a combination of Mitchell and the Fox Addo-Carr on the left. And now wrapping around to the right is Cleary. He brings Tedesco in. Oh, good tackle. Ronaldo Mulitalo. He shut down the movement. Set restart for Australia. Campbell Gillard with it. We know how dangerous their left side is. Addo-Carr with those 11 tries for the tournament. That's where they're headed straight away. Cleary and Mitchell offload off the deck. Back for Cleary now. Pretty good again by the Kiwis. Both flanks have shut down Australian raids. Hunt and Yeo drops it off for Campbell Gillard. 10 metres away. First big opportunity for points with Australia. Munster dummy. And on him was Fisher-Harris. And Papali'i. Tedesco. As first receiver. Almost slithered his way through. Last tackle, Hunt to Cleary, to Bob, to the centre, looking for Mitchell. Crichton was there. New Zealand come up with the ball. Rapana then offloads. Michael Maguire spills his drink on the back of an offload, but well diffused, New Zealand.
That's a great kick from Nathan Cleary, and this is what he does well week in, week out. Rapana, the right place at the right time, cleaning up the scraps, as all good wingers should do, but it's a great kick from Nathan Cleary.
Haven't they done well early? Ronaldo Mulitalo and Jordan Rapana for New Zealand, big plays. Cleary, Mal Meninga said before the quarterfinal, it's his side now, it's his turn. Cherry Evans, not in the 17. Brown, Papali'i out for Mulitalo. Ronaldo's away. Whiten across. Papali'i back with it. Beautiful rugby league early here. Great save by Whiten. Great offload, Mulitalo. Fisher-Harris in the Trebojevic tackle. New Zealand confidence grows. Smith to Brown. This is Hughes. Dummy and run. Yo has him ball and all. Last tackle play, the Kiwis. Smith and Brown able to pass. It may have been forward. Play on still. Left foot kick. All hands on deck for the Kangaroos. And it's a front rower who smothers the kick.
And that's two last plays, Vossi, that have been quite rushed and not really planned. I think New Zealand now should be looking to get a good formulated last play, put the ball into the right areas.
What about that? Calling Ronaldo at Ellen Road, the home of Leeds United. Australia back within 20 metres of halfway. Might have got that right. I don't know whether we have got 100 metres now that I look 30 to 40. I reckon we're a metre shy between 30s and 40s. That's where they take the distance off. Cleary with a bomb. Manu will get this one on the fall. And here he is. Been a star from the very first game New Zealand played at the Cup against Lebanon. 15 tackle busts that night. Thank you very much. So now Nickel Klukstad with the ball. Incredible end of the year for Chance because he didn't get a lot of NRL second half of the season with the Canberra Raiders. He's off to the Warriors next year. Or back to the Warriors, you could say, from his career. Brown working left side. Papali'i with it. Parramatta Eel to become a West Tiger in 2023. With it is Brown. Here's Bomb. Tedesco there. Tedesco to it. Last time he played a World Cup in this part of the world, he was an Italian centre. So the Aussies with Holmes. 2017 World Cup final. It was Australia playing England, but all the deciders previous to that this century has been these two teams. 2013 Australia at Old Trafford. 2008 New Zealand winning in Brisbane. And back to 2000 Australia also winning at Old Trafford. Hunt's kick is way too wide. Oh, he's got it totally out of whack there. That was a good 4 or 5 metres over the sideline.
And it's not that windy down there, Vossi. It's just pure execution. It's the right idea. It's just poor execution from Hunt, with a man with so much experience as well out of dummy half. And the cheap turnover, cheap possession for the Kiwis. Good chance for their first attacking set. And good ball.
Michael Hagan, Mal Meninga, Adrian Lamb, the three there in the coach's position here. There's no boxes. You sit out in the open. You get to soak up the atmosphere, as indeed we do in commentary up on the gantry here at Ellen Road. So 8 minutes gone. Hughes, Brown, dropped off. Papali'i. Good low tackle there by Yo and Martin. Now Smith, Bromwich. Axe-like tackle low down there from Campbell Gillard. New Zealand 10 away. This man can offload. Tapine did it there. To Smith, the kick. Smith chases. Oh, that is a save. That was hands above head, knowing you were going to get Hind out there. Ben Hunt is the worst for wear, but he saved the day.
And it's great positioning from Tedesco, and that's why, for me, he's the best fullback in the world. Put his body on the line and took a shot for his troubles as well.
Well, that's deft kick from Brandon Smith off the outside of the boot. Almost producing a try. So Kangaroos under a bit of pressure early. Crichton. Back he comes. The Sydney Roosters on show. Cleary kicks from inside the 40. Manu has it cut off. There's another one of the Sydney Roosters contingent. He ran into a strong tackle from Munster down low there. In with Hiku. Manu, a little battered. Wyatt. Set restart this time New Zealand. The brown step is red by the defence of Campbell Gillard. Smith, this time up on Papali'i. Cleary. Zeroed in for the tackle. Fisher-Harris. Hughes, that's better. Manu almost away. Mitchell, important tackle. They've had their duels, those two, in the NRL. Rapana, nice play. Old-fashioned runaround. 25 metres from the line. Kiwis edge a little closer. This is Brown off the right. Good play. Papali'i there. Short Zia. Well, there's a souvenir from the World Cup. Papali'i shorts on eBay within the hour. Make a bid. Brown's kick will come down right on the goal line. The Kiwis have got the first try. Hughes has got it. Brilliant play. Perfect kick. And New Zealand score first.
What a kick, Bossy. We talked about the first two kicks being inaccurate. Brown needed to stand up and put the ball where it needs to go. Jerome Hughes was there, the right place at the right time. It's the last play. It's well constructed. Brown puts in a good kick. It's right on the money. On the halfback, it's a great challenge. And Jerome Hughes is there, right place, right time.
Joey Manu is the catch. If you blink, you miss it. Up goes Manu, offload. That's what he can do. He can produce a pass of 100 different kinds. Catch, bam, gone.
And he's been doing it all year, hasn't he, Bossy? He's a special player, a special talent. And that's the start the Kiwis needed.
Thomas Luluai, Stacey Jones. Couple of New Zealand legends. Pumped for the try. That's what it means, and Hughes gets the 4-pointer. Well, they're rewarded for a really good start. I mean, they have come here. It ain't just hold it for 5 and kick. They are throwing, they've brought a bit of A game to this.
Yeah, but we talked, didn't we, Voss, pre-game, we talked about Dylan Brown needed to stand up, be involved in this game. As a standoff, he's had a fantastic season, but today he needed to take control of this game, and that came from a result of his fantastic kick there.
All the best kickers in the league. They get those balls coming down just short of the goal line. And normally in that situation, worst result is line dropout. If defence catch it, they get forced in goal. It's produced a try there. Jordan Rapana. It's incredible, you know. He has only kicked 16 goals in his NRL career. He'll finish this World Cup with more than 16. So it's been a real step up. He's handling the job.
Just look at the value, look at the kick, the weight, the depth and the chase. And like you say, Voss, a special effort there from Joseph Manu. He's a special player, special talent.
Yeah, the replay shows more or less that Cameron Munster, through providing a shield, actually prevented any Australian making a decent leap at the ball. He got in the way, the statue. New Zealand 6-0 start. Oh, it's on strap. There's 2 there, says Klein.
He's nearly on there, Voss. Brandon Smith having a little bit of a set to.
Tedesco, Munster. Falls on deaf ears. The Munster strip is something you've got to be careful of, Leon, if he's anywhere in the vicinity.
Specialist.
It's on. That one.
It's 3 in the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know about 2. There was probably 3. Latrell, what were you doing? Jesse Bromwich with the ball. I'm pleased to report Papali'i has shorts, new shorts back on. Fisher Harris. Some watching may say they're not happy with that. Joe Tarpany. We've made the point before in this World Cup. You've got the 2 Dally. Oh, Campbell Gillard came out of the line hunting Fisher Harris. In Fisher Harris and Tarpany, you got the 2 Dally M front rowers of the year from the NRL. Tarpany is a middle forward tonight. The flick out the back. Smith is with it. This is good again. Manu now. Lovely pass, Manu. Away to Hiku. Mitchell on him. 10 metres from the line. Hughes and Smith. Dropped off there for Fisher Harris. Lifted. Offload. Bromwich. Brown. Papali'i. Nickel Klukstad. Got away from Holmes. Great football from the Kiwis. Stringing pass after pass together. Brown's kick again. It'll come down 4 metres out. This time Australia get the leap. Great relief from the Kangaroos. Oh, the Fox! He's almost cut into 2. Fox A and Fox B. There he is, Josh Adokar. Kangaroos 20 metres away from their own line. And on the end of a serious assault from the Kiwis, this is how you handle. That was a shot. Australia's away down the right. Oh, Valentine Holmes has taken a divot about a metre long. Tripped over his own feet. Now Cleary, Hunt, Bomb. The Fox is on the run. Here comes Adokar! It's one of the great rugby league tries! Josh Adokar!
Wow!
The fastest man on the planet has caught at full pace. What have we just witnessed? Green and gold magic from Australia. The hump kick. The Adokar catch. Extraordinary.
He's the best in the world, Vossi. And this is what he does week in, week out. That's a special effort. The speed he shows, the precision of the kick from Hunt. Just takes his time, lines it up, the Fox sets off 100 miles an hour. What a catch, what a finish.
Oh, that is breathtaking. Rapana, he's given up, he's not sure. And Adokar, I don't know what speed he was doing, but I know I'd have to be in a car to go as fast. That is some run, that is some catch.
In tight.
And I told you, I wasn't stalking him during the week, but I saw it, I ran into him and he went and got a haircut. And I went in and said, can I film the haircut? He said, no, he's keeping it a secret for match day. He was getting a fast cut.
A special one.
He said he was getting something special down the sides. And the proof is there. I'm going to get one tomorrow. That's a great moment. We've seen some scintillating tries at the World Cup. But we may have just seen one that's close to the top of the heap. Now, Cleary's kicking has been somewhat of a worry. He's worked as hard as ever. Has he got himself back in form? 6 in from touch, 21 metres out. Cleary's first kick of the night, and he's pulled it to the left. Not a good sign. 6-all, it's been given. He did pull, he was happy. And there's Adokar, the smile is there.
He's just a superstar, isn't he, Boss? I mean, the kick is a 2-pass play coming from the sideline, clear it to Hunt, puts the ball on the money. It's perfect. It's a perfectly weighted kick behind Rapinoe's out of position a little bit, but the chase from Adokar, he's special. He's the best winger in the world. He's a superstar.
Come on, Mal. Give us more than that. That try you just saw there, Mal. Played it cool. It's the only problem from calling it the gantry. You can't see anywhere bar halfway up the posts.
Hold,
6-all scoreline. 22 minutes gone. And Australia with Campbell Gillard. That's a really good defence, Regan Campbell Gillard. It's almost as if he's trying to make up for lost time. He would have loved to have been a starter in the quarterfinal. Cursing the bad luck of a quad injury against Italy in the Italian game. Last tackle Australia. And Cleary with the kick. So Manu underneath it. Oh, Martin had a crack at it. He's not a bad catcher either, Liam Martin. Penrith fans watching know that. Didn't quite have the speed of Adokar to get to it first. Little Klukstar with the ball there. Certainly. Well, the match is certainly living up to almost final billing the way they're playing it, and it is sudden death. I mean, oh, Fisher Harris hammered front on. Martin and Trebojevic. Smith with a kick. But yes, the saying "loser leaves the country," that's been controversial. The Kiwi flights, we believe, were reserved. That's what happens. You lose this one, out you go. Literally. Munster just inside the New Zealand half. Campbell Gillard. Slow to play the ball down a little there. Smith. Now Yo. Cleary. Out the back to Desco. Whiten's on the move. Lovely tackle. Nickel Klukstar there. That was classic. Holmes. Cleary. Hunt. Yo, that ball not perfect. 3 bounces, then roll. They lose 20 metres on the play, Australia. Last tackle it is. Munster. Dab over the top, not his best. Hughes with it. Manu. They were going to kick on the last. Australia probably would have expected to do a little better than that. Put him back on that run. This is fast tempo, this. No time to catch your breath. Mulatalo. Wrestled down in the tackle of Whiten. Now Papali'i. Kiwi offloads. This is adding a dimension to their play here. I'd say rattling the Australian defence, but it's keeping them on their toes. Whiten gets one back on Nickel Klukstar there. 5 tackles up. Bromwich is off the field. Liu is now on for New Zealand. And Tedesco on the end of that kick. So many players out there that could be the matchman, that could break a game open. Campbell Gillard's gone to the bench for Australia. Pat Carrigan into the match now. Australia on their 30-metre line. Munster and a car and a centre roll. Hughes did it, and the Foxes lost the ball. In Australia, we say wingers aren't allowed to do captain's challenges, and there'll be nothing happening there.
Yeah, I just think it was the second effort from Rapana. He nearly did Bromwich on the outside. The Fox goes on the outside, skips out. It's a great chase from Hughes. Rapana comes in, and then it's the second hit that dislodges the ball. The Fox couldn't keep hold of it. It'll be a cheap turnover now. Over the 40-metre line for New Zealand is a great attacking opportunity for Hughes and Brown to step up and combine again on this left edge.
40 metres out. New Zealand, 3 left, 3 right. They go left. And Papali'i on this run. No Kenny Bromwich tonight. He was made 18th player for New Zealand. That a little bit of a surprise to me that Liu picked up a bench spot and Bromwich not part of the 17. New Zealand with Hughes, and then Fisher Harris running outside in there. She's a good player, James Fisher Harris. Hughes here, then Brown across. Manu Bounced off Holmes. Another offload, this one untidy. Play on's the call. Well, I haven't seen a signal yet from Klein. I don't think, no, he's not saying 6 to go. Would have thought there was a hand there somewhere, if not a New Zealand knock on. 5 from the line. And then Brown, Hughes, tech throw, doesn't thread it. And offside. Munster ended up with a ball, but you probably don't blame him for snatching it.
It's more of a reaction, Vossi, wasn't it? But it's a fantastic setup on the last play. It's a great little shift onto the right edge. It looked like they were going to run it for a second. Hughes goes to the line, puts it in goal. It's a great kick. Tedesco could do nothing with it. Bobbled off his hands. It's the shape and the execution of the kick from Hughes is so impressive. Tedesco has a little bit of a fumble, and it's just a reaction catch from Munster. I think New Zealand will take the 2 points on offer. It's an easy 2 points, really, for Rapinoe, the way he's kicking at the moment.
Yes, kicking to get 2 in front. Tedesco, little anxious moment. It's been a good mix of kicks from New Zealand. You know, I know they had success for the try, but you know, keep them guessing, not knowing what sort of kick's going to come their way at different times. I'm sure they will put one up for Mulitalo on the left wing. Australia know that, Holmes knows that, but it hasn't come yet.
Vossi, I've been really impressed with the halfbacks. I think the halfbacks, Hughes and Brown, are stepping up. Hughes is playing on the ball, he's organising around the ruck, but this left-hand edge, when they come to this left-hand side, with Dylan Brown, he's been really impressive so far. He's getting his hands on the ball, he's taking the line, he's organising, his short kicking game's been good. We talked about beforehand, he needed to have a big game tonight. He's been impressive all year, but probably a little bit quiet in the World Cup. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree, Leon. And in the quarter-final last week against Fiji, it was like he was taken out of the game. Manu's so dominant at fullback. And Hughes suffered a slight injury in the game, and Brown ended up with, I'm not sure what the actual running meters were, but I think it was under 40. Well, his best games this year for Parramatta, he's around 130 to 150. He'll take 10 or 12 runs at the line, left foot step, 6 tackle bust. He's had an exceptional season. Parramatta fans know that. One of the reasons they made it all the way to the grand final. Rapinoe to put New Zealand in front. And Jordan Rapinoe, successful. Well done, Jordan. It's a pressure job. He's 2 from 2 here. He kicked a very important one last week, as it turned out, from the sideline against Fiji. There you go. I've seen the Australian fans. I've seen a random Rabbitohs fan here tonight. They are everywhere. Actually, it's great to walk around towns in England. You know, you can be. I was in Batley today, and there's a person with a Panthers jersey. Like, well, it's so good to see clubs from the other side of the world represented in these great rugby league towns in the north of England. What local cuisine did you try, Vossi? Any food?
Today, yeah. Chicken in Huddersfield, Leon.
Marston's?
The best.
The famous?
The best.
The one and only?
The best chicken you can ever get. Colonel Sanders would be a nobody if everyone knew about Marston's. Here's New Zealand outside the 30.
I'm going to take you to Bradford for a curry, Vossi. Famous Bradford cuisine.
Now Smith, Liu, good play. Hughes, Adokar had dropped back and suddenly had to react to a attacking rush. Brown, this is great. The responsibility Brown is taking. His kicks are good. Holmes is on it.
Shots.
And they're on Holmes. Gee, there's some players playing to their best tonight. But Brown, again, we have to say it, he is the difference. He has stepped up above and beyond tonight. Time for Harry Grant to be thrown in for Australia. He comes on, 13 minutes out from half-time. Hunter's been replaced. He's gone off behind the dead ball line. So the Aussies 9 metres inside their own half, but as far as offloads go and field position, New Zealand have had the better of that tonight. Here's a last tackle play, and Australia haven't been able to get it inside New Zealand's half. That's a great defensive set. There's some really good signs here for New Zealand.
Possibly for me at the moment, New Zealand just look a little bit more organised. They look a little bit more structured. Their offloads are working well. The halfbacks are combining really well. And they really are turning the screw at the moment.
Tarpany, offload. Wow, another one. Fisher-Harris. That's Tarpany's last run for a moment. Now Moses Leota into the game for the Kiwis. The Panther is on. Cast your mind back to the grand final. How well did he start that match? And Asifa Solomona comes on for Fisher-Harris. There's Leota, ominous first touch. Great forwards to come on at the 28-minute mark. Adokar with the ball.
Again, great field position for New Zealand. They did that the last set. They've aimed up in defence, the line speed, contact, restricted Australia to only 40 metres. Let's see if they can make it again.
So the Australian halves yet to play any real striking role in the Australian attack. Cleary and Hughes. This time Holmes. Then Whiten. He has Martin on the wing. Liam Martin down the right flank. Mulatalo. Sue's in. Australia will shift it to the left. Cleary takes it to the line. There is an overlap. Yeo and Munster. Now Tedesco. Runs away from Crichton. Munster the support player. Caught, but only just. 5 tackles up. Grant to Cleary. Fired across. Beautiful footwork. Whiten. Mano. What a pass to Holmes. Oh, Jack Whiten. New Zealand thought they'd stop the try. And then there was a little encore performance by the Canberra Raider. And he produced a pass for Valentine Holmes to score. It will be checked with a video referee. I don't like it if they check on was a player held. I think that's in the hands of the on-ground referee, but let's see what they say.
Tackle into grounding. Probably best off watching this full speed, I think, please. So is the tackle complete, or does the defender fall off the tackle, which means that the attacker can keep going? Watch this full speed, please. Okay, yeah, he falls off that tackle, and the ball is grounded. Okay, I'm happy I've viewed all available angles, and I've made my decision.
Well, as I say, Leon, I don't like video referee. If the referee hasn't called hell, I'm saying fair game. There's Whiten. Whiten, yeah, no, fine. That is so good from White. That was so good from New Zealand to stop it at that point.
And as we were saying, it was restricting the yards, and then the halfback stood up. They saw that New Zealand was stacked tight, shifted out to this right edge where they've had a little bit of joy so far, made easy yards. But then that was just a special play there from White, and the sidestep and then the offload for Holmes. It's a special play.
What about the skill that is featured in all 3 tries so far tonight? Manu, that catch tap back for the Hughes try. Adokar, amazing catch for his try. And what Whiten has just produced here, under assault from the defence.
It's the right foot step that he's done against Nicol Kulstar, his old teammate from Canberra Raiders. If you watch the ball, it's a beautiful piece of skill. It's a right foot step. He puts him on the floor. Manu tries his best for his try-saving tackle, and the vision, the awareness, the offload, the skill, and then the pick-up for Valentine Holmes. It's world-class.
He's another one that was at the barber who was with the Fox.
Did he show you his haircut?
Well, yeah, he went for a haircut. I said, seriously, get the haircut? Like, what's happening? Then I saw him after it. I said, so what did they just do? You've just paid £30. I could have done that in 30 seconds. He had just the slightest fade on the side. Nothing off the back. Cleary from the sideline. Right boot from Cleary is across the face. 10 points to 8. What a semi-final this is. What a semi-final we'll have tomorrow. England and Samoa.
It's just the right footstep there, does his old teammate. Manu can't get to him. And the vision, the offload, it's an easy catch. Valentine Zones won't get an easier try that at this level for his country. And Australia can lull you into a false sense of security. You think you're defending well, you think you're restricting them on the yards, and then their halfback stand up, see the vision, see the space, shift the ball, and that's what they're so good at.
By the way, Josh Adokar with that try earlier has equalled the record 12 tries of Valentine Holmes at a World Cup. Holmes with that 12 at the 2017 World Cup. And just a little warning on Adokar, his try progression through the tournament: 2 v Fiji, 4 v Scotland, 5 v Lebanon. Does he keep going up?
I think he does. I mean, for me, it reminds me when I was younger watching a player called Martin Afire, who was around back in the day. He was my favourite player at international level, and for me, he's the same kind of superstar, same kind of speed. Exciting to watch.
Yeah, some wonderful wingers around that time too. The likes of Henderson Gill, wasn't he an entertainer? South Sydney, Australian Rugby League fans got a taste. Now Munster's kick. I don't know whether Manu could have done much more with the effort he put into the attempted tackle on Whiten. Hughes away for Rapana. The difference in offloads is quite dramatic. It's a really positive mindset by New Zealand, and it's offloads at all points of the field. Who held up there, 15 short of the line. Now Asifa Solomona. You don't get players that size in the EPL here at Ellen Road. 12 offloads from New Zealand, now a 13th offload. 13 offloads against the Australian defence.
It's definitely part of their game plan, Bossy. I think they've been practicing that all week. They know if they go one out rugby, it's a great shift here wide.
Hughes, Hiku, Rapana Ronnie's outside, can't position him. Nice shot from Mitchell. Last play New Zealand. This is a superb contest to this point. Australia don't catch it. Holmes gets it on the bounce. And back he comes.
Yeah, as we say, I think it's definite game plan stuff from New Zealand. They've been working on that in training all week. The offload, we're on 13 offloads so far. Game plan stuff from Michael Maguire. Executed fantastically well tonight by New Zealand.
And now Pat Carrigan on this run. There's a player living the dream, Pat Carrigan. Serious injury last year, comes back this season. Wally Lewis medal, player of the Origin Series. Now playing for Australia, could be at Old Trafford next week. Yoda Munster, show and go. 10 metres inside the New Zealand half. Last tackle, Grant to Cleary to Bomb. This one's coming down, 15 out, and Adokar. It bounces the wrong way. Mulatalo with the ball for New Zealand. So at both ends, who had the last 2 kicks allowed to bounce, it's dangerous. Game is flashing by, and that's just a reflection of how good this is. 5 minutes to go, 5.5 to go. Manu caught by Young. Smith, Isaac Liu. Gold Coast Titan in the New Zealand side. We have Tino Fasua-Malawi, Gold Coast Titan in the Australian side. He's still on the bench. This bomb to Adokar on one knee. They go set for set now. It's settled down since the 3rd try of the night. Here is Mitchell. And now with Crichton. The scoreline, actually. Scoreline last night that had finished Australia and New Zealand in the Women's World Cup. Win by the Gillaroos. Whiten, little show. I'd like to think the men's side was inspired by the women's team, New Zealand. The Kiwi team, so good last night. The likes of Amber Hall and Arpie Nichols, career best game. Might have been a little unlucky to lose. On halfway, Australia. Grant's back with Cleary. Oh, this is singing this ball. Manu, oh, he almost lost it. And look what he does once he does catch it. still able to beat a man, but it was slipping down the torso a little. That was scarily on that kick.
I'm glad I wasn't underneath that one, Vossi. Here at Ellen Road underneath the floodlights, spiralling all over the place in the wind, the rain. Is it raining down there, Vossi? No, it's pretty dry actually, just the wind.
Now, oh, Asafa Solomona. There's Carrigan behind. Nelson. Now Brown, Papali'i, Nikukuchta, all-line ball, Militalo, big stride, back inside to Brown. Ronaldo! Man United fans are saying, where's this form been? Ronaldo, Militalo, lights up Ellen Road, and Dylan Brown is on the big stage here with a try. Another beauty, another perler in terms of a four-pointer in a sudden death semi-final.
It's the shift again, Vossi. It's the shot to begin with. He's a big boy. Too big, too strong. It's just the shift on this left-hand side from New Zealand. Good hands, quick hands. Valentine's on, tries to stop the play. It's the speed on the outside and the ball back on the inside from Brown, as he does well. As all good halfbacks should do, support on the inside, but it's just the numbers that they get wrong, Australia. It's good shift, good skill on the outside. Fantastic speed, and then the ball back on the inside. The vision and support from Brown, who's having a massive game tonight. He's been so impressive.
Gee, that's a good pass too from Militalo, isn't it? Left to right down the wing at pace.
Pace, it's the first 5-10 yards of pace as well. The speed to get on the outside and the vision back on the inside. The ball's on the money. Brown finishing. I've been really impressed with Brown tonight. I think he's been fantastic, outstanding.
I'm loving this from a perspective of the strength of New Zealand Rugby League. It's the baton handed on to players like Dylan Brown. You know, previous World Cups, Sean Johnson was the star. He's the headline act. It's Dylan Brown's time now, 22 years of age. He's going to be around the next World Cup, the World Cup after that. Militalo, same could be said for him, 22 years of age. And here they are, starring for New Zealand. Steve Price, he enjoyed that try too. Oh, this is a game. Bring your friends, get them out of bed in Australia. If they've slept in a little in New Zealand, wake them up now. This is turning out to be one classic semi-final. Rapana, he's got another one. Well done, Jordan. Hot seat, 3 from 3 tonight. New Zealand up by 4, and we have seen 4 superb tries tonight.
Yeah, it's just the winger. Holmes was sat too far back. Brown sees that, overcalls Ronaldo down the sideline. And then Brown supporting on the inside. Big game tonight. He's on fire. Kiwis love that one.
Oh, yeah. So good. Now, kick-off. Hughes with it. You don't want the first half to end. Who wants a break?
Not me. We're okay.
It's so good. It is so good. Bench players have been solid. You saw Leota there again. Liu's done well. Asafa Solomona played his bit.
Isaiah, get up! Angus, wait here, wait.
Man for man, I think New Zealand getting a little more out of theirs. There's another run. Nelson rolls over the top of Cameron Murray. Now Manu with the ball.
Last tackle, where you are, Joey.
A great set following points.
Okay, Moser.
Back to Hughes. Bomb from 45 metres out. Adokar with it. Probably not the time to throw the long ball.
Move now.
But what I mean by the stars, Leon, you know, here's Tedesco, but we haven't seen any of Latrell Mitchell yet. We haven't really seen any daring from Cameron Munster, but we've seen the best out of the stars for New Zealand.
I just think they've combined him better. I think halfbacks are making the ball go to the right place at the right times. I think Cleary and Munster need to combine a little bit better and get the ball to the big players.
Well, that's a first 40 minutes worthy of a standing ovation here at Ellen Road. Something really special. 4 tries, 2 apiece. Rapiner with 3 from 3. Cleary 1 from 2. At half-time, it is New Zealand 14, leading Australia 10.
A World Cup Classic underway in Leeds, and it is the Kiwis who have kept Australia accountable in this first half at Ellen Road. Cooper Cronk and Brian Fletcher. Dylan Brown promoting New Zealand a little bit closer to that final in Old Trafford.
Yeah, 4 tries in the first half, but New Zealand just playing some really expansive, high confidence and good reward for the offload game, and this was the one that turning point. It gave them the 14-10 lead at half-time. It was down the left-hand side. Dylan Brown, Zay Papali'i, Mulatalo in the backfield, and Dylan Brown put the Kiwis ahead and entertained first half, Brian.
Yeah, it's all the field position too of New Zealand. Their kicking game has been pretty good, but I just think their forwards at the moment, New Zealand, are just going through our middle quite easily.
Well, only 4 points the difference, but so much to look at the first half. All those highlights coming up after the break from the World Cup live and exclusive right here on Fox League. Now, a reminder, tomorrow, main event, UFC 281, live from New York's Madison Square Garden. You'll be able to scan the QR code now or head to mainevent.com.au.
Madison Square Garden, Israel Adesanya, the greatest middleweight champion of all time. He wants the challenges that other people avoid. Alex Pereira! One of the most ferocious fighters. He has every intention of finishing Adesanya. The strawweight title is at stake. UFC champion Arla Esparza taking on Sean Lee. Dustin Poirier will fight Mike Chandler. It is a big fight field in New York City, baby.
Welcome back to Fox League. At the moment, New Zealand are in the box seat for this World Cup final. They lead 14-10 over Australia at halftime. Cooper Cronk and Brian Fletcher. New Zealand, they look threatening right from the get-go, Coops.
Yeah, good catch and pass from Joseph Manu, set up Jerome Hughes in the first 10 minutes. And this was a good try and one that was needed. Adokar with speed to burn on the outside. But it's basically the power game of New Zealand which is getting on top in these early stages. A couple of errors from the Kangaroos, but this is a class. It's a good mismatch there for Australia. Jack White up against Cookstar led to the 3rd try there for Valentine Holmes. But then also New Zealand's ability. They're leading the offload game far superior to the Australians. And then this try down the edge got to Dylan Brown 14-10 at half-time. And it's entertainment plus. I think the fact that New Zealand are promoting the ball, playing expansive, and the Kangaroos are just lacking some power, Fletch.
Yeah, no, we're sort of our field position. I mean, we've got 2 of the best kickers in Cleary and Munson. We're always kicking from in our half. I think New Zealand are showing the way in the sense of getting an offload, and they've got all the momentum. I think we get down there into the field, we score, as we saw with the Jack White break and Valentine Holmes score.
You can see in the stats there, the Kiwis have had slightly more ball, 55%, but it's what they've been able to do with it. Their post-contact meters as well are much higher than Australia. But where is Australia just not getting that go forward? Are the Kiwis, and we spoke about New Zealand having the best pack in this World Cup, and are we seeing that now? And you know, Australians have been accused of being clunky. Where is this all going to get tidied up?
I think we're a little bit one out. New Zealand, and it's been pretty evident that the whole tournament, they're getting 3 and 4 guys into the tackle, slowing down the play of the ball. It's not being refereed like an NRL game. You can pretty much tell they're laying all over us and vice versa, but they're just doing a better job in slowing down the rush.
Australia trying to mobile forward pack, quick play the ball, they're just not getting it. And New Zealand got big, powerful guys who are bumping, collision and offloading the ball. That's given Manu, Hughes, Dylan Brown time to play. So New Zealand on top, but Australia in this, there's no doubt about this. And this is the thing that's also hurting the Kangaroos is the errors. You know, some contact errors. Adokar had a knock on. Ben Hunt kicked one out in the full. And when you do this in big games, it gives some of the best players from New Zealand to come up with plays and score points. So tight contest. Mal's got some work to do at half-time.
But we just haven't, in Australia, just haven't been able to really get it together, and just those little moments are so important. Joey Manu, you said that he is the man, he's the tournament leader for a lot of these stats, and you'd love to see his involvement. How critical is he for the second half if the Kiwis go on to this final?
Yeah, well, he's their go-to. You saw in that first try what he can do here. He's in the air. I don't think there's any better, but it's his ability to just get a one-on-one, and then he's got an offload as well. So obviously he's a danger, but I still think we get field position and we get up their end, we've got too much strike for the Kiwis to hold us out.
Cooper, you're the best man to tell us what does Mal Meninga say at half-time to rescue this World Cup?
I think quicker play the balls. They definitely need that. They need a bit more forward momentum. But I'd be going right. I'd be going to Jack White and on Cookstar. I think there's just a mismatch there, and the physicality of White and close to the line might be able to come up with a try or two.
Are we about to see a boil over here? Are the Kiwis about to upset the Aussies and eliminate them from the World Cup?
No, I don't think so. I think once we get more possession, we've got too much class and too much strike. I think we win in a tight one.
Well, it is New Zealand. They lead 14-10 over Australia. An enormous second 40 minutes coming up from Elland Road. You're watching the World Cup live and exclusive right here on Fox League.
The first semi-final is over. New Zealand have a margin of 4 points. Elland Road in Leeds is proving quite the stage for the night. The highlights package from the first half is probably good enough to sell the tickets for the next World Cup. Just show everyone, show the world the 4 tries we saw tonight. What a shot that is. Yet another immaculate playing surface. Larpin a 3 from 3. That's big for his side in the context of this scoreline. Australia yet to use Tino Fasua-Malawi. Didn't see any football in the first half. Kieran Foran, the only one of the New Zealand bench contingent. Second half is underway at the home of the Leeds United Football Club. Carrigan brings it back on the first carry. Harry Grant starts second half. Dummy half, and he's had no freedom since coming on. He came on 13 minutes before the break. Now Grant on for Martin. Crunched over the top there by Papali'i. Tedesco now. Nice and direct from Australia to start the second half. The biggest margin of the match has been 6. Last tackle here with Grant, and it is Cleary. Conventional bomb to the left side. Mulatalo with it. What a first half he had. Now, truth be known, he was bidding to be in the Queensland side there for a while. If he had to play for Queensland, he couldn't play for New Zealand. That got kiboshed, if you will. And now playing for New Zealand, and I think he's got many years of Test Rugby League ahead of him. Now with Manu, lovely move. Put a decent step on there.
Last tackle, Cam! Back in, back!
Only the 30 metres made in the set. Jerome Hughes with a kick. And Tedesco gets a useful bounce there. And look at the chase. New Zealand. I can count 8 of them there on a chase, and a straight ball presented in front of Tedesco. Now at Akar. Not a lot of rugby league gets played here at Elland Road, but the Akar moment from the first half will be remembered forevermore. I mean, it may be renamed the Fox's Corner. So good was the try. Nice quick play the ball there. Tedesco. Murray. Oh! Tackle from Brown. Play on was the call from Klein. Might have got lucky there, Australia. And they get another set. Often you see that ruled as knock on. There's a forceful shot from Brown. Cleary on the run. Taken by Nakora. Set restart Australia. Yo with it. They're warming up here, the Kangaroos. And they go from hot to cold pretty quick. That would have been the first tackle, and Murray lost it. If you want to challenge it, challenge it.
It's Murray who's attempting to play the ball. There's a definite hand in there.
Well, they haven't got the challenge in quick enough.
And they got that in there.
And Cameron Murray is a captain at South Sydney at the NRL. I mean, he knows how the process works. He has to tell Tedesco, you're the captain, you challenge.
He's got to go for that one. He's missed one there.
6 errors Australia, 1 New Zealand. This is shades of last night with the women's game. So Hiku with the ball now for New Zealand. 13 offloads the first half. That would be an extraordinary stat if they reproduce that in the second 40. 26 offloads against Australia. Unheard of. Smith, you over the 30. So steady start second half, New Zealand. Asava Solomona on that run. Cleary, game. Took the leg of Nelson Asava Solomona. Now Manu.
Last tackle! Stand, Harry!
Last it is.
Hold there, move it!
It looked like a side on a mission. The grind. Rapana spoke about that at half-time. Now the Fox. Oh, he's hit him. It's hit him on the chest. Moses Leota. Oh, round the corner. Moses. A Moses miracle. I'm not religious, but that was absolutely incredible. Moses Leota. Ashley Klein is saying no try. Was it interference on that O'Carr? I'm not sure. But the pass of Leota is something from out of this world. Iku reckons it's a try. Oh, we're checking.
I think that's just onside, Bossy. Just back foot.
Okay, players must have both feet behind the ball. The winger that play with red boots does not have both feet behind the ball. So let's see his involvement in this play.
Definitively,
See if he
doesn't have both feet.
Is he within 10?
Well, he does.
Yes, he is. Okay, so I'm happy I viewed all available angles and I've made my decision.
Are you convinced both feet weren't behind the ball? I'm not. No, I'm not.
He's looked at that very quickly. I'm not too sure.
I'm not convinced. You know, and there'll be people watching this right now and they'll say, well, you can't rule on forward passes because of the angle. So how on that angle could you determine that both feet weren't behind the ball?
There's no reason really to risk from there being offside by Rapana. It's just a little bit of ill discipline, a little bit of poor timing. It's cost the side a try there, really.
What a shame for Moses Leota that just gets condemned to the cutting room floor. It deserves to be part of a tries highlight package. What an improved player he is. Two-time grand final winner. Australia in possession. Harry Grant, Murray has had some shaky moments of the last 5. Now Yo, Cleary, Crichton, great tackle, Hughes low, Grant with it, Yo again, this is better, Cleary, Tedesco, Mulatalo did his job, he backed himself jamming in there, leaving centre and winger unmarked. Well done, Mulatalo. Grant again, Cleary, duck, and beat one, almost away, oh, and he lost it as well. Another mistake by Australia. Hang on a second. Here they go. Australia and New Zealand. Doesn't matter what sport. There will always be tension. It means so much, Liam Martin. A wry smile in the middle of all of that. Nelson Asava Solomona. You don't have to write him out an invite card to come and attend. He'll be there. Watch what happens. It's already gone Australia's, New Zealand's way. Lost ball Cleary. And then, what happens next? Cameron Murray, like Papali'i, and then they all come in. Any punches, folks?
Just a few pulls, a few handbags, Vossi.
Murray, in you come. Liu, Mulatalo, choke a hold on Martin. Charles-Nickel Clockstar, he doesn't know which way to point. Nelson plays policeman, and a bloody big one at that, but there you go. Oh, this is a lively night. This is all added to the drama.
Don't come in. I'm not going to have players coming in.
Cameron Murray, an error from Australia turns into penalty New Zealand.
Yeah, he didn't like the attention that he was giving on the floor, just rubbing his hands in the mistake.
Come on, get talk.
Cleary is looking after his halfback, but he's cost his side a penalty there.
How good's this, Leon?
I love this.
How good is this?
I love this.
It's only 6.5 minutes into the second half.
I'd pay to watch this, Vossi, and I'm a tight Yorkshireman.
So Murray made the error on the previous attacking raid inside the 20. Now Cleary makes the error.
Right here, Pat. Right.
It ain't happening for the Kangaroos. They're only down by 4 though. New Zealand have to capitalise on this with Australia slightly off their game. Hughes, Leota.
Angus, get up!
And lovely low tackle
Hold here, hold.
from Grant. Jerome Hughes again. Nakora, good line.
Two South players going to look to shift left now.
Now Brandon Smith, Isaac Liu, Dylan Brown again, double pump, brilliant, Manu! Pop-up pass, Mulatalo, long one, Brown with it. New Zealand chancing their hand now. Offload, Smith thought about kicking. Smith is going to run. Brandon Smith almost away. Last tackle, Brown, Hughes, beautiful ball. Oh, what a shot from Mitchell. Australia hang on. Scintillating rugby league again, New Zealand.
Fantastic attack. Great defence from Australia as well. It's not a bad place to turn the ball over there for New Zealand. It's great, fantastic skill. Jerome Hughes goes to the line, cut out ball. It's a good tackle there from Mitchell.
This is a New Zealand side that from 1 week to the next has, well, I'd say 30–40% improvement on the run. They are putting it on. Munster with it. Now Grant to Cleary. He may have just stepped over the 40. Doesn't matter anyway. Manu's onto it. And back he will come. And there's a green and gold wall set up quickly.
No, that's not 10 metres. Where you are.
So the set starts 30 metres out from the New Zealand line. Rapana this time. Viewers watching through Fox League in Australia. You're up early on this Saturday morning to watch this one. You're hoping that you're up early on Sunday morning to watch the final from Old Trafford, but right at the moment, it's the Kiwis who could be headed there. Mind you, there's plenty of Kiwi fans watching through Fox League as well. Smith to Hughes. Kicking from outside the 40. Pressure on the Fox. Nakora went down in the chase.
What a catch, Fox.
Adokar hasn't dropped one tonight. Tedesco for Australia. Oh, hit over the top. Asava Solomona got him. Now Whiten. This is brutal from the Kiwis. What did you make of this catch?
What a catch under pressure. Hiku coming in. The temperature's rising, Vossi.
Back here, Brandon. Wait.
So now Yo. Munster. Back for Yo.
Last tackle, Brandon.
Last tackle Australia have only got back to their 40. Munster's the kicker, or is he? Yes, he is. High ball on the run. Rapana with it for New Zealand. This time it's the Australian chase. That is very good.
Stand down, you drop.
Yes, they're not quite at their best, but they haven't conceded any points since half-time either. So now it's the Kiwis working hard to get away from their 20.
Back here.
And another
Back
run
here.
from Manu.
How to play, Moses?
Look at Hook start on that run.
Liam, get up.
Cleary came running in. This time with Liu. Well, he's backed up the faith put in by Coach Maguire. Kenny Bromwich not in the 17. Liu's done well. Hughes a kick from 5 metres inside his own half. Tedesco is with it. And there's the Kiwi chasers again. There's never any less than 8 defenders through. Yeah, Tedesco on a weekly basis, he beats 1 and 2 every time he does a kick return. He's not getting that freedom tonight as Australia get a penalty.
Yeah, he does it week in, week out in RL, but the kick chase tonight from New Zealand has been fantastic. Really had eyes on him all game. He's not had time to heal, but just keep your eyes on him. He could come alive at any second.
Now, this is great for New Zealand. You know, Liu has done his job. Now Fisher Harris comes back on. The depth of the talent of the New Zealand forward pack, their strength is coming to the fore tonight. But now they have to defend. Set restart Australia. Munster for Carrigan.
This is where we need to see the halfbacks combine. They need to combine. Some good skill, execution.
Time for Munster to shine. Maybe Mitchell. There is Munster and Cleary combining. Martin caught between defenders. 8 away from the line. Grant's in front of the post. Cleary. They're on him. 2-man tackle. And they slow down the play the ball. Grant. Right side. Munster. Settler. Tedesco. Again caught. Fisher Harris. Everyone doing their job, New Zealand. Grant for Cleary. Jig. Oh, Cleary to Yo! Caught around the legs. Saves a try. They don't clear the ruck. There's a penalty beside the posts.
I've tried to play on, but there's a player lying in the ruck.
But the tackle was at Brandon Smith. Was a try-saving tackle on Isaiah Yo. Smith only now has got to his feet, but he has saved a 4-pointer. Australia with a restart, and Murray straight from it. New Zealand bundied off. They just weren't ready. And Australia produce a hard-charging try. The Kiwis are in disbelieving mode. How did we do that? Oh, that is something that has come out of the blue to Cameron Murray.
And that's what we talk about, Voss, is Australia could come from nowhere. They could not be playing the best rugby, and all of a second, the level. You know, it's a good call by Ashley Klein. It was the right call, I think. Playing the ruck, Brandon Smith couldn't clear the ruck, and it's just a tap, it's just a one-up carry. 2 soft tackles straight under the sticks at this level. That's not acceptable. With that much effort you played for 53 minutes from New Zealand, it's just a straight-up one-out carry from a tap. 2 missed soft tackles, and they'll be really disappointed with that one.
Yeah, I mean, Big Nelson's the first one on him. It's a loose arm. He gets very little of Murray. Smith, I don't know what happened to Smith. I reckon Smith was still rattled from the previous play. But you just don't see that. I mean,
it's just a softy, Voss.
Oh, it's the most unexpected try in what has been just a superb game of brilliant attack and some brilliant goal line defence.
This is what Australia do. They're not at the best, they're not playing the best rugby, but they keep on going, and you can play your best rugby for 50, 60 minutes, and all of a sudden Australia is 16-14 up, and New Zealand have probably played the better rugby so far. This is what they do.
14.5 minutes into the second half. Semi-final showdown. And tomorrow it is England and Samoa playing. The Rugby League World Cup taking centre stage. The wheelchair competition, superb. The women's is down to the final 4 now as well. We had the PDRL World Cup first week. England won that one. And here is Fasua Malawi bringing it back for Australia. Oh, shots! Yes. Tino manhandled by the defence
Strong tackle.
with the first carry. Now Carrigan.
Moses move!
That's great. That's great to follow up there. I'm trying to keep count of how many times the leaders change. I think it's 6, Liam. I think it is 6 times through 55.5 minutes. Now Carrigan, another brutal first shot.
Brandon! Stay straight, Nelson, hold. Hold! Go.
I think Brandon Smith's in need of a break at the moment. He's staggering around at the moment, Brandon Smith. I think Kieran Foran needs to get out there for New Zealand. Smith's a passenger. I don't know whether it's a concussion or what it is, but
he's tired. He missed the tackle underneath the sticks, and he's gone out of his way to put 2 massive shots in, and he's just out of gas. He needs a break.
Well, he's running off of his own accord here, so it won't be a HIA. It's just exhaustion. It's exhaustion for Brandon Smith, and Foran comes into the game. Kiwis now, well, they have to score next, and they'll have a 7th change of lead. 16-14, epic contest. Fisher-Harris, Tarpany.
Stand now.
5 short of halfway. That ball is down. Well, that time for Fasua Malawi. You don't see too many tackles like that on Joey Manu. Oh, that's how good, Leon.
Perfect technique, the timing. Like you say, not many players do that on Joseph Manu. Technique, gets a shot on the ball, dislodges it. I think that's only the second error tonight for New Zealand, is it?
There's Australian fans having their breakfast watching this, and they would have spilt their coffee watching that. Tense up in the gantry with the New Zealand coaching staff. We're on that same gantry. There's one giant line. We hover over the crowd. We're out amongst it, folks. It runs the whole length of the pitch. Fasua Malawi with the ball.
Moses, move! Wait.
Now for Grant. To Yo. And Carrigan. There's a big minute here. Another big set for New Zealand to defend. Down by 2. And then Tedesco short side. Whiten lost it. New Zealand have got it. Couldn't unlock their right-hand side that time.
Nathan, move! Hold!
Just haven't seen. You see the attack to the right.
He's dropped that one as well. It's dropped Vossi.
Well, there you go. Liam Martin, Cleary, Grant. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. And Fisher-Harris is there.
Clock on. Shot clock on. Let's go. Let's go. James,
some of these blokes are best mates. And they're eyeing each other off, wearing the jerseys of their country.
Shot.
Oh, hang on a second.
Is that a shoulder?
Liam, yeah.
You challenge that, maybe?
Going in hard on Nelson Asafa Solomona. There's Fisher-Harris with Liam Martin. Look, they're Penrith teammates. Well, that's a very interesting exchange between Liam Martin and James Fisher-Harris, brothers in arms at Penrith, ready to hop into the octagon here in Leeds and get it on. Now Mitchell.
Get out, Jordan!
Almost with the flick. Munster. Fasua Malawi with the ball. Will New Zealand be made to pay for some errors?
Hey, you're milking, Tino. Don't milk.
Now Grant.
Come on, mate.
Switch. Right side. Yo. Carrigan. Oh, he's ended up behind Grant. Wasted play, Australia.
Stand now!
Almost about to start the last 20. Cleary. Abrupt end to that run.
Releasing James.
Fisher-Harris gets him down. 5 from the line. Grant will have a little go himself. Oh, Nakora. Grant still searching for the line. Fisher-Harris there again. Nakora's work very good. Cleary. Last tackle. Leapers are there. Knocked back. New Zealand lose it. Tackle count restarts. Munster with it. Munster dummy. Now legs up. Crichton on the run. Crichton. Shepherd. Oh, what a squandered chance from Australia. They would have been a full set again. And they got in each other's way.
It's a real big error, Voss. A real cheap turnover, a penalty to give away. A full set of 6. Given away from running behind the player. I think it was Mitchell who ran behind and knocked Foran out of the way.
On the line! On the line!
It's a great play from Munster.
Right, Cam!
Yes.
And there it was. So it's just Mitchell pushing over a defender.
Yeah.
Real discipline there.
Move, Tino! Just here, Harry.
So New Zealand with it. And Foran, they looked a little weak. Oh, shot again! Shot again! He's gone for him. Liam Martin on James Fisher-Harris.
Tino all the way and hold.
Panther on Panther. How good is that? That's amazing.
Jack it up! Tino.
It's all happening.
Wait.
So New Zealand up on halfway.
Stand now, Isaiah!
Foran, Brown, the Hughes, flat, the Cora.
Last tackle, Cam!
Collected over the top.
Back here, back here!
Now Foran, Hughes, bomb from 29 metres out. Tedesco ends up with it. He was missed on the run through. Manu was looking for that one-handed touchback. Harry Grant goes off. Ben Hunt back into the play. Jake Trebojevic on for Carrigan. It was a tough take for Tedesco. A lot happening in front of him. Oh, hang on. Latrell. Britt Nakora. Steady on. Big Tino on that run. Oh, they pick him up. Spun around. 17 and a half minutes remain in this one. Tedesco, Yo, Cleary. That time they wedge it on Martin. Offloaded back to Yo. Geez, in the thick of it, Liam Martin.
Release, hold it.
On halfway, Australia.
On there, Jake. Not late.
Cleary. Kick on the low. He's been thrown down there by Papali'i. I think they're fine with it. Manu has the ball. They've cleared it. The challenge on the kicker. New Zealand on their 30-metre line, or close enough to.
Out of the way, Jane! Out of the way, Jane!
Now Rapana. Oh, he's lost it. Jordan Rapana loses the ball. 16 and a half minutes to go. The handling errors of New Zealand that weren't there in the first half are rearing their head in the second, and it's all inside their own half.
Moses, get up! Back here, James, wait.
Australia up by 2. Hunt. Asua Malawi with the ball.
Kieran James, get up!
Down he goes.
And again, Moses, wait here.
No points to New Zealand in this second half. Cleary, Trebojevic.
James,
they're setting for something here.
Isaiah.
To the right. Tedesco, Cleary, here they come. Munster doesn't pass to Whiten.
No, milking Cam. Untangle.
Tackle effective. Australia with Cleary. And Trebojevic scooped up. Yo, Crichton. Angus Crichton's got a kick. They're onside. And there is Mulatalo.
One there, get up there.
Able to stop that one.
Hold, Tino.
He's got one on the ground. New Zealand off their own line.
Surrender.
This is the area now where the New Zealand forwards need to turn up. Fisher-Harris, they need to carry this ball back now.
Mulatalo struggling on the wing. Now, Mikkel Kluchtar is struggling. The Australians are revved up.
That's a shoulder. It's a definite shoulder, Voss.
Well, Perhaps it's earlier ones. Maybe they've been given they feel as if they've got the green light. I mean, we thought the Martin shot on Asafa Solomona probably was, and they thought, well, we get away with that. Let's try our luck with another one. And that was what happened to Ronaldo Mulitalo. He's still with the trainer out on the wing.
A shoulder for you, was it? Or it's just not got his hands around?
Yeah.
It's rattled.
Well, it's certainly not a conventional tackle, is it? No. If you want the arms going in, they've disguised it well. What a great shot of Ellen Road here in Leeds. I can tell you how far the walk is because I walked out from the city.
How far?
It was about 43 minutes. I was walking under bridges and alongside freeways and across median strips.
Was it further than you thought?
A tad.
Would you get an Uber next time?
Well, I phoned for the Uber. It said he was 7 minutes away. Then he was 12 away. Then he was 15 minutes away. And he sent me a message saying, can you come to me?
I'll just walk.
No, I'll just walk. I've got to walk 15 minutes to find you. How does that work? Very congested around the city of Leeds tonight. So New Zealand, 15 to go in this first half. No points since half-time. Moses Leota.
Let go, Tino! Mark straight!
Outside the 20. Tarpany. The offloads have disappeared from the first half. They've sort of evaporated from the New Zealand performance. Last tackle, Hughes. Oh, now not a good kick. It's way off the side of the boat. Oh, almost caught in the fold.
Oh, the Fox!
Look out! The Fox! The alarm's going off. The Fox clipped by Hughes. Just. Well, that was a moment there. Munster, Trebojevic. New Zealand can't get out of their own half now.
Stand now, you dropped. Isaiah, come on, mate, go.
Reached a time where a try will have to be a long-range effort. Cleary, Tedesco. Again, they're running behind teammates.
The combination's just not working at the moment for Australia. They look disjointed all game.
Stay here, Joe.
Drop off inside, certainly not working for them. Munster stepping the tackle 9 metres out from the line.
Release. Untangle.
Maybe it's time for Mitchell to put the stamp on. Hunt, Crichton. Oh, they had Addo-Carr unmarked for a moment. Now Mitchell, big pass. Munster, Cleary, great kick. But then, oh, that knocked off his balance was rough enough. I thought they were going to get a jump in there. Wasn't the case.
Surrender!
New Zealand with it 7 metres out from their own line. There's some hands on hips out there for the Kiwis right now.
Stand, Jay!
Britt Nakora was with a trainer out on right wing. Fisher Harris.
Isaiah, get up!
Back to the 20. I know they need to do more than play to 5 and kick, but I think right now that's what they need a set like that just to get the ball up the Australian end. Last tackle. Hughes needs his best. He kicks from the 30. It's down the throat of Tedesco. And again, they've got the chasers there. And it is Nelson Asafa Solomona giving James Tedesco a little bit of what for there. Mitchell, Cleary.
Isaiah, stand up.
Settles down again.
Dylan.
Now 12 to go.
Wait, Joe.
Hunt. And
Whiting's been good tonight. He's carried the ball strong. He's looked strong every time he carried the ball. He's been involved heavily. Been real impressive.
Holmes from the wing.
Isaiah, let go, James. Again, just here, Kieran.
And then across with Yo. A step in front of Tarpany.
Last tackle,
but able to hang on. Last tackle. Cleary is left of the ruck. Munster alongside him. It's Cleary the kicker. This time getting through. Crichton. And oh, brilliant catch. Hiku with a leap there.
Wait,
coming up with a ball. Ronaldo Mulitalo has gone off for New Zealand.
Surrender!
And he's got an ice pack on the knee. I can see that below us from our commentary position. And that has forced a reshuffle.
Stand now!
Hiku is playing out at right wing.
Back Latrell!
And Rapana has gone to left wing. That's for Solomona on the run. Britton Nakora right centre. So that's the reshuffle of the New Zealand backline. Hughes on the kick. Finds space. Tedesco. Hughes leads the charge. Tedesco. Nice work, Jerome Hughes. Team needed that. Cleary with Whiten. Oh, Whiten's down. Another one. There have been some shots in this game. Holmes this time.
Dylan, let go, Isaiah! James, work, James.
Now Cleary. And 15 metres made by Nathan Cleary. It's a big crowd here tonight, but this game would have been something at Old Trafford. Ball for Trbojevic. Last play. Australia may run it here. That chance on left. Cleary. Tedesco. Oh, Tedesco. Slides into home base.
It's not a bad place to turn the ball over, though, Voss. It's down to... New Zealand have got a lot of work to do to get off the line. They're only 2 points down, but I do think they need to start playing some rugby, maybe looking for them offloads that we're doing early in the first half. It's a little bit of a slip from Tedesco there. And maybe look for a shift, look for some offloads. Got a chance around yet. 10 minutes to go, 2 points down.
He doesn't stay down, but I think the replay showed there was probably, you know, some head contact, albeit accidental. He was slipping, but you see NRL week to week, anything like that, you can find a penalty. New Zealand with the ball on the back of a set restart. Manu, nice play. Fisher-Harris. Manu, great play. Brown. And Papali'i with the ball. That was precise from New Zealand there. Best chance for quite some time. Now Fisher-Harris. If somehow they could get points, they would find the next burst of energy. This is Brown with it. Then Hughes. Out the back, defence from Mitchell. Really good there.
Out of the way.
And Joey Manu. Have you seen Manu handled like that all tournament? Mitchell again, another offload. The offloads have made their return. Brown trying to get through. Papali'i was knocked over in support. Last tackle, New Zealand. Hughes with it. Bomb over to the side of Hiku and Nakora. They've done it again, Australia. Diffusing the situation. Mitchell with it for Australia. Been some great moments at the back tonight.
It's just fantastic skill, athleticism from Latrell Mitchell. The big boy is up there, 6'5", 6". He's a big boy.
8 minutes to go. We bring you live the first semi-final.
Up Isaiah! Mark straight!
And tomorrow's going to be just as good, you would think, England and Samoa. Forget about the opening game of the series. Don't worry about that. Last tackle. Australia not big meters here. Cleary long. Good strike. Oh, bit of a mix-up. Rapana was saying yours. Manu was saying yours. Rapana brings it back. Rapana's gone through. New Zealand have got their chance. Nickel Klugstar will take on Tedesco. Beats Hunts. He's tackled 15 metres out from the line. This is your moment, Kiwis. Get out of your lounge chair now. Hughes with it. Osifa Solomona. Bowls over Munster. Hughes kicks. Looking for Hiku. The box. Hiku! He may have knocked on. Adokar may have forced it. Video referee now enters the equation. Hiku is not celebrating in any fashion. None whatsoever. There's no way Hiku thinks it's a try.
Nah, for me it looked like it was out on the line. Voss, it looked like he put the ball outside of the play.
Okay, video 3-2 match directors. Tackle 1. We've got a live call and no try. Please can I check all
I get the feeling one replay will prove this one.
And then into the corner view, please, for grounding.
We'll look at it, but we haven't ruled
So like the last one, players must have both feet behind the ball to be classed as onside. Pause the ball on the foot. feet. Both players there have both feet behind the ball, so we can go to the corner view, please. Okay, I need to see where he jumps from first. That's the first part of the decision. Where does he jump from, the New Zealand player?
Carr doesn't clean it up.
Okay, he's in touch.
It's all wrong. He's left. Don't worry about what happens
and
after
then
that.
Touches the
he's
ball.
Left from outside.
Okay, so he's jumped from outside the field of play over the touchline. So I'm happy I've viewed all available angles and I've made my decision.
Now, the only thing he's got to decide, does the ball touch the touch-in goal line before he actually gets a hand to it? Because if it touch-in goal before he actually touches it, it's Addo-Carr who's knocked it dead. Yep. But if you rule that Hiku got there as he gets the touchline, then it's an advantage Australia. So it's never a try.
No, it's never a try.
Play the ball in the middle.
But it's an Australian ball. Addo-Carr can't touch it. He doesn't. It's Australia ball.
But I'm saying if he puts his hand on the ball and it is on the touch-in goal line, it's Australia who have taken it dead. It's Australia who got it there to the touch-in goal line. It's off Addo-Carr. Yep. Are you sure they have assessed everything that happened there?
Up together, Joe!
Australia end up with the ball.
Mark straight, wait, Moses.
Now Campbell-Gillard. It doesn't matter whether he jumped from the grandstand and touched it. If it's touched the line, it's touched the line. Yeoman front on. New Zealand fans cheer around Ellen Road. Can this game go into midnight? No one wants to go home. Extraordinary contests. Trebojevic on the run. Five tackles up. They've given everything. Now 6 minutes away. One of these teams from the theatre of dreams at Old Trafford. Manu has another carry for New Zealand. Foran's going to go off. Brandon Smith will come back for the last 5.5 minutes. Hiku on a spinning run. 20 metres inside their own half. Fisher-Harris got a Kiwi chant here at Ellen Road. This is something. A lot of these fans got in very late. This crowd was not this at kickoff. There's a lot of traffic problems tonight. But gee, it's a great atmosphere now. This is classic Test match rugby league. Smith straight back into the game. Last tackle. Brown steadies. Stepping his way. Flick pass to Hughes. Now sets up for the kick. They're onside. They're not chasing hard. And Addo-Carr has the ball. And Addo-Carr is on the run again. Addo-Carr, look out. Over the 20-metre line. One set closer to the win. Tedesco. A second half. That is just one try. That's all that's happened in terms of points in the second half. And that was a soft try to Cameron Murray. Just inside the New Zealand half. Hunt, Cleary. Well, I think at this point you can say next score wins if there is any more points. Hunt to Crichton. Mitchell has a touch. Mitchell's on the run. He's almost over the sideline. Addo-Carr. Crichton held the ball. Crichton throws it in the air. Yo with it. Wrapped up by Fisher-Harris. Last play, Australia. Players down everywhere. Leota struggling. Clary is held up on the goal line. Wow. What work by New Zealand. He's gone as close as you can go.
Joey. Easy, Jake. Joey, wait.
3 minutes to go, Vossi. This is a big set for New Zealand now. They're going to have to throw everything they've got. Play with their offloads.
I don't know how Big Mal's sitting so still. Has he taken sleeping tablets or something? Because this is you can't sit down. We're on our feet. The crowd are on the edge of theirs. New Zealand with the ball 5 minutes away from their own line. The Kiwis and the Aussie fans encouraged as if they needed any more to do some barracking. Papali'i on an angled run away from support. Now back to their 20. Harris has worked so hard for New Zealand. Smith, Brown, Asifa Solomona. But the set hasn't provided us any enterprise, and there is only 3 to go. They probably needed to give a little more there. Adokar, then for Tedesco. Oh, good shot, good chase. Nakora and Hiku. Now inside the final 3. Adokar is held up. There's going to be 34 exhausted players when we get to the full-time siren here. Holmes is with it this time. They know they just need to control it and kick long. No kick early and kick long. Run through your set. Tedesco on that run. Now for Hunts. He will be called to play at 25 minutes out. Munster, Cleary. The kick here is not good. It's off the side. It's ended up with Holmes. Holmes has hooked it back. What happened there?
Just disorganised, good kick pressure from the inside, and Forms has done a 40-20 on the in goal. It's got 2 minutes left, 1 minute 40 seconds left for New Zealand here. They need to play some rugby, they need to play some offloads. Need to get some shape quick. This is going to be the last attacking set.
Well, if New Zealand come back to snatch something here, you'll look back on that last set. That last tackle play is an abomination from Australia.
They're all walking. The Kiwis look tired.
Rapana on that run. 90 seconds to go. It may be the last set that New Zealand have to try and win it.
Shaped up on the right edge.
Smith, Brown, Better, Hughes, then for Manu, skip in front of the defence. Munster having none of it. Don't rule out penalty either. Rapana would have to step up and take a shot. Asifa Solomona with the ball. Discipline important for Australia here. Brandon Smith, now for Hughes, then for Brown. Runners on his outside, doesn't pass.
Last play.
Last tackle. Have they got a kick for the right corner? I think they will. Hughes is going to try it. Here comes Hiku. Here comes Nakora. There is Mitchell.
That's the game.
Mitchell with a great save for the second time in the half.
What a catch. That's the game, Bossy.
Mitchell, 2 wonderful bomb catches. Not necessarily what he's known for.
It's a great kick from Hughes. It's just fantastic positioning. Hands above the head. What a catch. Under pressure to save the game.
So Australia now in lock-up mode. 20 seconds. New Zealand can only hope for a ball steal here. Mitchell with it. They go front on. They don't get it off him. They're seconds away from getting to the Theatre of Dreams. It's been an amazing test match. And Australia have beaten New Zealand. And the Kiwis could not have given any more.
What a performance, Vossi. The big players stood up in the end when needed from Australia. What a performance from both sets of players. Every player gave it their all, but Australia come off the best. They come off going to the World Cup final next weekend.
World Cup, world stage, world class. Both teams. An effort that warranted or was worthy of being rewarded with a finals appearance. The respect between players at full time. New Zealand have had their hearts broken here. Mal Meninga's Kangaroos are on their way again to Old Trafford, where they are 2 from 2 in World Cup finals. Full time, Australia with the only points in the second half, beating New Zealand by 16 points to 14.
Well, Australia are the first team through to this World Cup final at Old Trafford. Mal Meninga's men are making history, half a world away. This Trans-Tasman epic delivered on every front. Vossi called it a classic test match rugby league, and it had all the hallmarks of one that we will remember for a long, long time. Cooper Cronk and Brian Fletcher, the Kangaroos win 16-14 over the Kiwis, 3 tries to 2. Heartbreak for the Kiwis. You could see how upset Brandon Smith was, but what a moment for the green and gold. Under the spotlight of this World Cup, they are now through to the final.
Yeah, it was a tough performance. It was really physical. Obviously, it's been a long year for the players, but they threw everything at one another, particularly in that second half. And ultimately, the difference was the Cam Murray try. He saw an opportunity, accelerated, scored under the post. And at that stage, New Zealand were winning 14-10, and that's the difference, 16-14. But I thought Jack White was great. I thought Murray off the bench added a lot of impact. But both teams didn't play their best. It was basically a couple of cage fighters just going hammer and tong it for 80 minutes. But a couple of key moments, I thought that Valentine Holmes, Jack White and flick pass, the Cam Murray try. A couple of class plays from the Australians got them the win.
Yeah, I thought the difference was just our fitness. That was basically, at the end of it, we just grinded it out a lot better. The fact that we were down there and we had those 3 errors, the penalty for Latrell pushing Kieran Frontone, but the 2 errors where we just dropped it with no one around us, I thought that played into their hands, so it was well done.
There still were some uncharacteristic moments from the Aussies, and we'll have a look at those, but let's celebrate. They are through to a World Cup final. This is exactly what they went over there to do. Let's go back to Leeds with our man of the match.
Liam, congratulations, the Kazoo player of the match. That was an extraordinary game. How did you get over the line?
Oh, I don't know. The boys just dragged me along. Yeah, I was absolutely buggered there, but yeah, my teammates got me there.
You knew it was going to be physical, and it was ultimately down the middle of the pitch, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. We knew that's where they were coming. They're big boys. They're a powerful pack. And we knew we had to match them for the 80 minutes. And yeah, our 40-hour middles just did an outstanding job all game.
Some extraordinary tries as well to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have the likes of Latrell and Jackie that just, you know, can make things happen. You know, their skill and talent's just out of this world.
Peter Hiku had a couple of efforts disallowed. They went to the video referee. Hearts in mouths, nervous moments for you?
Oh, absolutely. It was lucky Joshy was adamant. He was like, no, he put it on the line, so he took his word for it. So, yeah, he defended that outstanding.
People have said that Australia haven't had a proper workout, yes, in this tournament. My word, you've had one tonight.
Oh, yeah, I don't reckon that's true. Like, all the games we've played, you know, the teams have been playing outstanding, and, you know, this is just another standard. You know, New Zealand are just, you know, they're at the top there, and yeah, it was a great game.
So, Samoa or England in the final at Old Trafford. Are you watching tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, definitely. We'll probably watch it as a team and, you know, try and chill out a bit, like not get too worked up in the game, but yeah, we'll definitely be watching.
Served up some great fare. Congratulations, well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Liam Martin there, the man of the match, 75 minutes with the ball in hand, but it's what he did in defence, and you'd have to think that he and James Fisher-Harris, Penrith teammates, premiership-winning buddies, were keeping score out there.
Yeah, there's no real standout player of the match, but I agree with him being player of the match because when the game was in the balance, he was the one that took it upon himself and went after one of his teammates at Penrith. Physical, just unrelenting, went forward, and a couple of his big shots got the ball back for Australia, which gave them dominant field position for Murray to score. So, yeah, great moment for Liam Martin, who basically just put the game on the back of his shoulders and went after his opposition.
Those little flashes where you see someone like a Liam Martin take this game by the scruff and try to just inspire a little bit, because it was really difficult. A lot of the finesse was going out of the game, and Liam just went, gimme.
Yeah, and I suppose he inspired his teammates. And the fact that I thought Tino, when he came on, he certainly added a little bit of spark to them. But it was, look, they seemed to be offside, or their line speed was phenomenal because there was no room for the halves to do really anything. They were kicking from out of each other's halves. It was just basically a forward battle, and well done to Liam Martin. I don't know how they'll go afterwards.
This is a great little moment. Harry Grant and Brandon Smith, little Melbourne mates. Now, of course, the Cheese is off to become a Rooster in the eastern suburbs of Sydney.
Canberra mates, Melbourne mates, Roosters mates, Penrith mates. It's part of international football. You get the best players from the best teams here in the NRL. They go across there and play in a big game. And Michael Maguire obviously, had won a premiership, but we spoke to him during the week thinking this was going to be the highlight of his career if he had gone through. Tedesco versus Manu. So all the players, while it wasn't the greatest spectacle of a game, they went at it and they went at each other for 80 minutes. And it was a couple of class moments from the Australian players that got the 16 points in the end. That's the win.
Well, let's head back to Leeds with the Australian coach.
Mal, congratulations, you're into yet another final. That was brutal but exhilarating.
Yeah, it was fantastic. That was test match football. It's good to, rugby league, it's good to have a back go. So, yeah, we had to fight hard. New Zealand, you know, they threw everything by the kitchen sink at us, and I thought we handled it really well.
Was it a victory for the game plan, try and tie them out down the middle?
Yeah, we have a sort of a plan around all that, but I thought we used our skill a lot better tonight as well. So we created plenty of opportunities. They created plenty of opportunities. You know, scrambling defence, you know, desperation, commitment, you know, all those things, all those characteristics you want in Test match footy, I think was, you know, came out tonight.
Huge amount of skill on show, but is it also a victory, I guess, for Aussie's conditioning?
Well, I mean, I thought New Zealand was really good too. They kept on fighting back, you know, in front a couple of times. We fought back. So it was just really good, you know, Test match international rugby league, you know. So we've been missing it for 3 years. And, you know, tonight I'm just glad we're on the winning side of it all.
You've been involved in a few Australia-New Zealand games as a player and a coach down the years. Where does this rank?
Oh, it's right up there. There's no doubt about that. You know, it was a great challenge for both sides, and I thought both sides handled it really well. You know, I hope it was a great advertisement for the game. You know, I thought everyone, you know, were fully committed to, you know, the 80 minutes of footy, and you know, like I said before, I'm just happy that we got through into the final.
One or two people suggesting that Australia were undercooked. You're not undercooked now, are you?
No, not tonight. No, I think it'll hold us in good stead for next week. I'm pretty sure we're pretty healthy as well, which is great, you know. So, you know, we'll probably go back into next week's game fully fit. You know, we'll have a review on our game. I certainly think we can play better, but you know, New Zealand probably didn't allow us to do that either.
You have no choice, but would you pick England or Samoa in the final?
Oh, I mean, you know, England's been going great. They've had a great tournament. You know, Samoa's fought back from a pretty ordinary first game against England. So, you know, who knows? You know, so I guess it's going to be a fairly brutal game, you know, tomorrow night as well. So, you know, probably, you know, the team that obviously takes control, you know, completes their sets, you know, has good field position, will win the game. You know, England's been playing really good footy.
Congratulations, Mal, through to the final. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
A relieved Mal Meninga there. He was really pleased to see the desire, the passion, the commitment all come back into that green and gold. And it was almost like he said, this is the return of Test match. Like, this was the first game that they were actually challenged. And I guess this is, as soon as the draw came out, this is the one we highlighted. This is the one we've been waiting for. And the Kiwis, they got the jump on the Aussies nice and early. And Manu and Hughes, they just look slick.
And it's a throwback to the days when Mal was a player, because it is old Test match footy. It was you know, tough, it was, you know, physical, it was hanging there for long periods of time. And look at these highlights. The tries are exceptional. There's big class. I thought this was terrific. Look at this big right foot step, flick pass off the deck, gets a try for Valentine Holmes. And yeah, I thought New Zealand had the better of it the first half, and they basically had the game in the grasp of their hands just before this try here to Dylan Brown in that second half. But defence, a couple of errors in the second half. They couldn't get out their own end, and ultimately the wall crashed when Cam Murray scored, Fletch.
Yeah, I think Brandon Smith, we saw some highlights or some vision of Brandon Smith at the end of the game. He was pretty distraught. And when he looks back at this, I think he got pinched for lying in the ruck before that. I think he will think to himself maybe that it was quite disappointing.
For a guy that fights over a loose bit of bone or food on the ground in his game, if you go back and watch what Brandon Smith did, or the lack of work he did for that Cam Murray try, I think it's going to hurt him for a long time.
Murray made a fool of Brandon Smith in that moment, and it turned out to be a huge turning point in this game. 16-14, the final score, and this is what you're talking about. Just the, was it lack of awareness, lack of effort?
Yeah. Just didn't get off the line at all. Ashley Klein, the referee, and Brandon Smith, for a guy that moves and accelerates in every play, he's just caught on his heels. He was resting. He'd been playing for long minutes, and he was tired, and he basically just cost the game a little bit there because Cam Murray just went through where he should have been standing.
And the cheese was shattered after that. But, of course, it doesn't all come down to one man. The Kiwis were exceptional and very much in this contest and looked like causing the upset that we have been waiting this, you know, what is it, 5 years since our last World Cup, and what an effort from New Zealand.
Well, they sort of got away from what was working in the first half. They were the power game with an offload. I think they tried to protect that lead a little bit. And then when they got down to went behind by the 2 points, I just think it was Australia's fitness. Yep. That was the difference. Our kick chase was a lot better than New Zealand, and they talk about we were better for the run. I think we will be.
Well, Australia are the first team through to this World Cup final. Mal Meninga said it is going to be brutal, the next semi, so set your alarms to find out who will face Australia at Old Trafford. It's either England or Samoa. They take on the second sudden death semi-final that is live and exclusive. Fox League from 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. Welcome back to Fox League. That is your man of the match, Liam Martin. Celebrations for the Green and Gold Army. They are officially World Cup finalists. James Tedesco, though, you'd have to say, over 200 metres, 5 tackle breaks, and has led his country superbly in his first tour. Unfortunately, heartbreak for the Kiwis, and 5 years of hard work has all led to this moment for Michael Maguire. Let's go back to Leeds.
Around the game, what are your first thoughts?
Yeah, there is a fair bit of emotion at the moment. Moments in games. They win your test matches, and unfortunately we just didn't capitalise on a couple of them there where we actually had it, and then we just couldn't manage it. I got so much belief in our players, and we had it in either of the corners. It could have been, but unfortunately for us tonight, it just wasn't to be.
The 2 decisions that went to the video ref, would you have any arguments with those? The same player, Hiku?
Oh, look, it's done now. We can't look back. The result's a result, but it was a game. It was there. One thing that I do know that the boys have done, they've closed the gap. They've closed the gap between where we've been and where we are as a group now, and it could have gone our way, but unfortunately, just the bounce of the ball there. We had right in that corner, right there. It was there. So the gap between the teams, I believe, has closed immensely, and we've just got to keep pushing forward now and close it even more.
You mentioned small margins. That's the way of it in sport, isn't it? What were the small margins you didn't quite get right tonight?
Oh, look, it was really the bounce of the ball. Probably the first draw and a few things like that. Look, I'm really proud of my players, and it's guttering. I'm absolutely gutted for my players because the amount of work they've been doing for a long period of time is. They've been so devoted to be able to change the jersey to a better place, and I believe they have done that. We didn't get the result that we would have liked, but as I said, they're getting better, the boys, and one thing about a lot of the boys, they're actually the best players within their clubs, and the more they get of that, and the more big games like this we play, the experience comes, and the bounce of that ball will go our way.
Commiserations, Michael. You played a great match tonight, you players.
Thanks.
An emotional Michael Maguire there. Obviously, the New Zealand team are headed home after that 2-point loss. Madge told us during the week he's won an NRL premiership, he's won Super League, and he rated this experience right up there as the best of his coaching career. You could see how much it's meant to him. He's been in charge of the New Zealand side now for the last 5 years, and he spoke about putting the pride and the passion and getting this team bonded and culturally together. It must have just been such a heartbreaking moment for him to walk away so close to a World Cup final.
Well, you could just see it. He was so disappointed. Obviously, he had his issues with West Tigers, so this was his focus for the last year and a half, and they were so close. And as he mentioned, there was just a couple of moments where, the offside, half a step back, they score. So he knows how close they were to getting into the final, and you would think, we were saying earlier, they're going to be favourites. Whoever won this game is going to go into the game next week as favourites. But heartbreak. You could see it. You could see it in his face.
It meant a lot to him. He's connected with that playing group, and he did a really good job. And as we just spoke about, he was a fingernail, a play, a moment away from going to a.
The other thing I was thinking, he might be disappointed because he's got to realise he's got to go with Sticky down in Canberra at the end of the year, so he's probably thinking, oh no.
You can say that.
And good morning to Rick. We absolutely love you.
I thought I had another. Rick, I thought I had. I've got a tip for you today, Stick, too. Yeah, maybe you just sort of had another week without Stick. But,
no, it'll be great. And I know Madge is looking forward to it and reuniting with Ricky and a new phase of his coaching career. But well done to New Zealand. It's been an incredible campaign for them. Let's go back to Leeds.
Latrell Mitchell, how are you feeling? You're into a World Cup final.
Oh, mate, yeah, it's it's something. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to put the words, Jakey boy. Honestly, I just put a lot of effort and sacrifice to come over here, and you know, we left our families, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, to achieve something, to put a collective goal in, and we're one step away from achieving that, and I think we have to be proud of the efforts that we put in tonight, the last couple of weeks, to build towards, something special. And for me, something I need to tick off. And I didn't come over the world here. Over the other side of the world, did not do it. So that's how I'm feeling. Job's not done.
You look gassed. You just said to me walking over that you're out on your feet. It was a tough game.
Yeah, you could see everyone was, and it was just grind. And there was no real footy being really played. It was who was going to hold the ball longer, who was going to defend longer, and we come out on top.
What about your South teammate in Cam Murray? What a try, an important try.
Very important, mate, and that's the impact we need coming off the bench when the big boys are working hard. And he's an awkward body and he's an awkward mover, and I love it, and I'm so happy that it was him that scored the try.
What about for yourself? There were some crucial plays at the end there, big marks, a couple of great defensive decisions. You knew you had to be on at that time of the game.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'd go any good at AFL at the moment, but I'm getting there, and I think Jerome Hughes scored off a kick, so it was sort of my job to take it upon myself. They were sort of picking on money a bit, and I had to go up and take them speckies, which was a big play. So.
What about the fire out there? There was obviously plenty of passion.
Yeah, they bring it. They're very cultural and in every way, and we're just as passionate as well. And I love the boys, and the bond you create over the last 5 weeks is unbreakable, and you can see it there in that line in the defence. And we'll go a long way to winning games if we keep defending like that.
Do you let yourself dream of lifting that trophy next week and playing at Old Trafford?
Yeah, Jake, if you didn't dream, you wouldn't be able to achieve. And I think for me, it's all about dreaming, and I've dreamed a lot of things and I've achieved them. So, one thing is to lift the trophy, but for now it's about celebrating tonight, focus on tonight, and moving on.
Congrats, Latrell.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
Latrell Mitchell, they're a little bit lost for words. He has admitted that he has been homesick on this tour, but it's all worthwhile now. They are 80 minutes away from potentially being crowned world champions at Old Trafford and lifting that incredible trophy. You are watching the World Cup live and exclusive right here on Fox League. Now, a reminder, 20 years in the making on the field. Gallen and Hodges, they go at it again one last time. Fletchy boy, you'll be signing up for this one.
I'll be ringside.
Scan your QR code or log on to mainevent.com.au.
So, this is it. Wednesday, November 23, live and exclusive on Main Event. Paul Gallen punches his ticket to retirement with one final fight. 22 years we've known his name. 348 NRL games. That drought-breaking premiership. Origins, tests, and a boxing career worthy of the biggest cojones this side of the equator. World champions, terrifying prospects, footy's toughest. Even beat two blokes in one night. One of them, Justin Hodges. And boy, he wants revenge. Knocked Gal down. Filthy with that shot. And the $1 million it cost him. This, his last chance to shut up his old Origin enemy forever. Also, the return of Australian boxing's baddest man, the #1 WBA middleweight in the world, Michael Pretty Boy Zarafa, on a tear towards a world title fight. So Wednesday, November 23, the final farewell to the king of footy fighters. It's Paul Gallen versus Justin Hodges 2, and the only place you'll see it main event.
Cameron Murray, congratulations. You're into a World Cup final. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's exciting. I haven't really thought too much about it. We've just taken it week by week, but yeah, it's really exciting. We knew it was going to be a tough night out here, and definitely lived up to the hype. So yeah, I think we've got a bit to work on for next week, but really excited that we're hanging around for another week.
How good was the resilience from the side? The fact that you were down, the Kiwis were really giving it to you at times, and you stuck strong, knowing you could come home.
Yeah, really proud of the boys' effort. We since the start of the camp, we talked about working really hard for each other, and I thought we did that towards the end there. Like I said, probably made it a little bit hard for ourselves. But yeah, like you said, resilience was really good. Everyone working hard for each other. Everyone kept moving in defence, and scramble was good, and we were able to get the results. So really pleasing.
Talk me through the try.
We talked about just putting fatigue into them, and we'll get the results off the back of that. So I think that try at the end there was just a reward for how much work we put into their defensive line down in their their try line area. So yeah, it doesn't really matter how you score. It just matters if you get it. So I was lucky enough to go over, and yeah, it'll be one to look back on.
Were you surprised? You kind of manoeuvred your way through there. They were defending so well on their line, and suddenly you see a bit of green pasture and you went for it?
Yeah, I just did my best, mate. I just tried to run to space, and yeah, it was just one of those things. So like I said, it was just a result of how much work we put into their middle, and thought the front row was there, knocked the door down really well, and got a result off the back of that. So really happy with the result.
Are you all good? I saw you come off there in the end, you went up the tunnel, everything all sweet?
Yeah, all good there. It's been a long year, so a few niggles here and there, but it's the same as everyone, So yeah, I got through the game really well, body's feeling good, so excited about next week.
Congrats, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Cam Murray, the match winner for Australia this morning at Leeds. He stole that one off the Kiwis. Now, Australia will meet either England or Samoa in this World Cup final. Sean Wayne said that this is a moment England has been waiting for forever. He is ready for his shot at history. He was a wonderful chat during the week, the England coach Sean Wayne. Definitely set your alarm for that one. Or, Fletcher boy, go right through. Brave from the boys will be here.
England, Samoa, who you got?
I have England.
If Fletch says England, I say Samoa.
I have England. There you go. Won't be by 50 though this time.
It doesn't matter who goes through. This World Cup final is going to be something very, very special. Boys, thank you so much.
This is great. I won't be here next week, so have a great
Super
show.
Saturday next year.
Yeah, start the campaign, Fletch.
You understand the races are on Saturdays?
We do. No, we do.
Yeah, good.
Fletchy, thank you so much.
It's Ricky too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Coops. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your company, and we'll catch you in the morning.
This has been a Fox Sports production.